Sean McDermott is concerned that the Buffalo Bills will not reach the proposed NFL guidelines of 85% vaccinations. Stefon Diggs did not show up to OTAs today. And will St. John Fisher College be the setting for this year's training camp? All coming up on today's episode of the Bills Mafia Report. Yo ho ho, Bills Mafia. The OTAs are here. In my opinion, this is typically when the 2021 season is in absolute full swing, and a lot of us need to start hiding our chubbies because football season is upon us, and there is a lot of news coming out of Bills camp this morning, particularly after the Sean McDermott interview, which happened a little bit earlier this morning. You read the title correctly. We're going to be diving into exactly what Sean McDermott had to say, the main storylines, and I'm really excited to do that. But as always, I do have a couple of announcements that I need to let the Bills Mafia know about. Number one, I am giving away either a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, announcing the winner on July 2nd. In order to enter, all you need to do is be a subscriber to this YouTube channel, screenshot proof of that, and then send it over to me via Instagram at RealDanMitchell, and boom, you are eligible to win a next-gen console. Number two, I ended up starting a Discord server. It has been absolutely lit for the past month. It is filled with NFL fans, Buffalo Bills fans, and it also gives you the opportunity to call in to my live shows, Bills Mafia Live. I definitely recommend going on ahead and signing up for that Discord. It's 100% free, and it's a hell of a good time. All of you always ask me, Dan, how can I support your channel? And well, ladies and gentlemen, the best possible way is simply by smashing the out of that like button. But in case you ever want to go the extra mile, you can actually become a member on my YouTube channel. You'll see a nice little join button with a bunch of benefits outlined. Say that that's something you're interested in, I highly recommend doing so. First story in Bills camp today, Sean McDermott is a little bit concerned about the Buffalo Bills not being close to 85% vaccinated going into the 2021 season. During the beginning of the interview, Sean McDermott was asked, how different is this year's OTAs than the complete cluster that the offseason was in 2020? First off, this is the first time that the Bills have had an OTAs for about 2 years. As you know, last year, this did not happen whatsoever. But Sean McDermott said when it came to off-season training programs, he would say that he would describe it as 60% back to normal, 40% still with a lot of protocols, and a lot of that having to do with the fact that not all players are vaccinated. We ended up seeing the whole thing with Cole Beasley a couple of weeks ago where he ended up expressing his reservations with the vaccine, and Sean McDermott was asked, how are you handling these players who seem to not be in on wanting to get vaccinated? Sean McDermott said the best thing to do was, rather than convince his players to get vaccinated, it was to educate his players on why it is so important. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, sound off in the comments. What do you feel about this situation? Number two, the big story. Stefon Diggs did not show up to OTAs today. Now, everybody calm the down. First off, when you look at OTAs, there's a key word when it goes into it, and that is called optional. I'm not sure about you, but if you've ever been in a college atmosphere where there's an optional final exam, or you're in the workforce and there's an optional work day, I'm not sure about you guys, but when I hear the word optional, that translates in my brain, I'm not fucking doing it. Really, at the end of the day, I'm not too concerned about Stefon Diggs not showing up to OTAs today. I mean, via social media, we see how hard this man works, and in my opinion, I think he's probably just a couple of days late. He will show up by the end of it, I can almost guarantee. Sean McDermott also shares that exact same sentiment, does not seem to be concerned whatsoever about the absence of his star wide receiver. There were a couple of other names that didn't show up, Cole Beasley, but he is still nursing an injury. He's rehabbing, I believe, the leg injury that he ended up having back in the playoffs. Apparently, he is rehabbing that in Orchard Park. He's in town. He just hasn't been participating in team activities. And then Star Lotulelei, the guy who ended up opting out in 2020, the guy that we so desperately missed as a one-tech defensive tackle, he did not show up as well. That is the only one that kind of makes me a bit concerned. Does that mean that Star is heavily considering retirement? Who knows? And the good news is Sean McDermott did report that over 70 players ended up showing 2 OTAs, so it seems like the Buffalo Bills have remained very hungry and they're ready to get back to work. Last but not least, we all knew last year during that very modified training camp across the entire NFL, teams were not allowed to go to different locations for training camp like it's traditionally done, including the Buffalo Bills. They have always went to St. John Fisher College, but last year they ended up having training camp exclusively in their facility. Sean McDermott is an absolute huge advocate when it comes down into having training camp at an off-site location. This year, it is still up in the air. While they've had communications with St. John Fisher College, they still don't have an idea of whether or not that training camp is going to occur when it is supposed to. Me personally, I would absolutely love for it to happen because I would really like to go to training camp itself. And I'm sure a lot of Bills fans would be 1,000% on board as well. Dom Mafia, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Dom Mafia Report. Keep in mind, tonight, the AFC East Roundtable is on TD Finns Talks channel at 9 p.m. Of course, it's going to be the Pats guy. It's going to be TD. It's going to be Richie. I'm not sure if it's Master at work or if it's Ray from Dear Pats Nation, but regardless, it's going to be a dope-ass time. So make sure that you set your reminder for that and don't miss out. As always, I will see you tomorrow. And before I let you go, always remember, let's go Buffalo.